Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Harry's bombshell interview knocked some fun stories out of the news cycle. In one, Jameson Stocks, Britain's latest culinary darling and the man once so compelling that Brad Pitt bought the rights to his life story, says he's now on the receiving end of legal threats, thanks to his very public critique of Meghan Markle's Netflix cooking show. Stocks, recently crowned by Marco Pierre White as Britain's next gastronomic star, revealed he received a letter from Netflix after branding the Duchess of Sussex as With Love Meghan as forced and fake and painful to watch. Stocks told the Daily Mail's Richard Eden stunningly, "I got a lawyer's letter from Netflix after I spoke out against her, warning me," said the chef, who insists he will not be deterred. "I proper pissed them off. Netflix did not like it and came after me." Far from backing down, Stocks is doubling down. "I am not taking any notice," he said defiantly. "How can she get all this money from Netflix? I don't think she can cook, and I don't think she should be teaching people to cook either." Stocks even cheekily offered a culinary olive branch, albeit one dipped in vinegar. "What would I cook for her? I would cook something she has done on her TV program, but cook it properly." The Mirror shared that despite repeated requests, Netflix declined to comment on the matter. Perhaps even more fun was the Express reporting, despite the glitzy fanfare of Netflix's new Las Vegas restaurant, Meghan Markle's culinary creations have been left off the menu, an omission that has not gone unnoticed. Netflix Bites, the streaming giant's themed dining experience at the MGM Grand Hotel, boasts a menu inspired by its biggest hits, offering items such as the WWE Smash Burger, a selling Caesar salad, and a sex education-themed sausage hoagie. Bridgerton too gets star billing with a Regency tea designed by Lady Whistledown and a Benedict-inspired Eggs Royale. But conspicuously absent from the lineup, anything at all from With Love Meghan. No raspberry jam, nor raspberry legally fruit spread, no flour-topped focaccia, not even her much-discussed crudité platter. According to one in-house chef, none of the Duchess's as-ever offerings are on the menu, despite her position as arguably Netflix's most high-profile food personality. An LA-based industry source told the Daily Mail, "It is really rather odd. Netflix could have turned to its real royals for inspiration instead of all the fake royal dishes. It feels very deliberate by Netflix to exclude their biggest food influencer from their menus, while featuring a number of smaller shows. Having her spread as a side for toast would be such a great way to include Meghan alongside other big shows. She could have even taught the chefs at the restaurant how to cook her single skillet pasta." Harry also distracted us from telling you about the Duchess of Death headline in the Daily Mail. We're obviously not the biggest Meghan supporters around here, but come on now. Meghan Kelly has drawn sharp criticism after making a highly inflammatory remark on her podcast, accusing Meghan Markle of having killed the Queen, which seems a bit harsh as the Queen died at age 96. Sad but not stunning. The former Fox News anchor made the explosive statement during an episode of the Meghan Kelly Show while in conversation with Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy, so not exactly a conversation between Edward R. Murrow and David Frost. The two were discussing Markle's latest appearance on Jamie Kern-Lima's podcast when Kelly suddenly interjected, "Another thing, she killed the Queen." Portnoy laughed at the claim before replying, "She did kill the Queen," appearing to go along with the provocation. Kelly then launched into a tirade, branding Meghan a bully and repeating past allegations about her treatment of young female staff, saying, "All the young women who worked for her quit in tears. She wore them down. She was so nasty." Then when she started her own company, similar reports were coming out from Montecito that nobody can work for her. She's a nightmare behind the scenes. How is that in any way a feminist trying to lift up the young women? Palace Intrigue will be right back. In other news, Buckingham Palace has confirmed that Their Majesties the King and Queen will undertake an official visit to Canada later this month because they don't want us to hit the beach Memorial Day weekend. The royal couple will travel to Ottawa on May 26 and 27 to attend the state opening of the Parliament of Canada. The visit marks King Charles' 20th official trip to Canada and Queen Camilla's 5th. It will be their first North American engagement since the coronation and comes just weeks after Their Majesties returned from their most recent overseas engagements in Italy. The palace described the visit as a moment of deep importance to the enduring ties between the Crown and Canada, with the state opening serving as both a ceremonial and symbolic reaffirmation of the relationship between the monarchy and the Canadian Parliament. Harrygate also stopped us from telling you that Charles has offered his most candid remarks yet about his experience with cancer, describing it as a daunting and at times frightening experience in a deeply personal written message shared ahead of a special reception at Buckingham Palace for cancer charities. In his remarks, which appear in the programme for the event, His Majesty underscored the stark reality that more than 1,000 people in the UK receive a cancer diagnosis each day. As one among those statistics myself, he wrote, "I can vouch for the fact that it can also be an experience that brings into sharp focus the very best of humanity." The King praised the care, comfort and reassurance provided by those in the cancer sector and paid tribute to healthcare workers, volunteers and researchers. "The darkest moments of illness can be illuminated by the greatest compassion," he said, adding that his own journey had deepened his appreciation for their work. To those who may be receiving such upsetting news today, tomorrow, or at any point in the future, I can only echo the departing words of the late Dame Deborah James. Find a life worth enjoying, take risks, love deeply, have no regrets, and always, always have rebellious hope. Charles had to make a tough decision last week to close Sandringham to the public, owing to what officials have termed an emergency plumbing issue. Visitors who had hoped to stroll the hallowed halls of one of the royal family's most treasured country residences were turned away, following the unfortunate bursting of a water main. With the toilets rendered unusable, the estate has taken the prudent step of closing access to the house, gardens, restaurant and courtyard facilities until further notice. A notice to guests confirmed that while the royal parkland remained open for those still wishing to enjoy a constitutional, they will have to do so without the usual conveniences, or as one might say, they are most literally left to nature. And as if there isn't enough to talk about, tomorrow is Tuesday, when Meghan graces us with another podcast. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice, and leave us a nice review if you're enjoying the show. Don't forget we have a new sister program out there from your friends here at Calaroga Shark Media called White Smoke, The Path to a New Pope. And it's a very timely and historical look back at the papal evolution over the centuries, along with what is happening daily in the Vatican right now. So there are daily episodes there. Check it out, White Smoke, The Path to a New Pope, wherever you get your podcasts like this one. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.